Welcome to the Prop Line. I'm your host, Andy Lang. We're going to break down a same game parlay in the Broncos and the Bills that pays plus 250. We're going to focus on a couple of pass catchers. And then we're going to go through our market watch on all of the props. We're going to go over some in NFL, but we're pretty NBA heavy today. We're going to go over our hot streaks and cold streaks, who's playing well, who's playing not well. And we're going to find a player that's getting ready to go on a streak, and I'm a big fan of this one. So let's get into it. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Let's do the same game parlay here. And this one is focused all about what's going on with the Buffalo Bills and their receivers. So obviously, they're missing a lot of their receivers. Two of them went out with season-ending injuries, and bummer. Heart goes out to them because it's probably season and then they're not going to be back till late next season. So, but our job here is to make money. So how can we take advantage of it? I'm going to go both tight ends to go over their receiving totals here for Buffalo. Dalton Kincaid, we can play over 36 yards receiving, and Dawson Knox over 22 receiving. And that gets us plus 250. Some stats to back this up. Denver gives up over 5 receptions and 58 yards per game to tight ends. And Dawson Knox and Dalton Kincaid, they're reliable pass catchers. Kincaid has 47 and 51 the last 2 games against Denver, and Dawson Knox had 38 in his last game against Denver. I just think there's going to be an uptick in production here, and the books are not taking this into account. So all the bluster about spreads and totals and everything, look at these two tight ends. I think they can exploit Denver's defense here. So Dalton Kincaid, 36 plus receiving, Dawson Knox, 22 plus receiving. They get you a nice plus 250 return. All right, let's move into our hot streaks and our cold streaks. We go over a player that's not doing very well, and we go into a player that is doing it very well. And to be honest, I think we're kind of changing this a little bit with the hot streak and the cold streak, because I think the cold streak, I think we may need to look at this cold streak as potentially like, is this a guy we want to bet on because he's been so cold that we're going to regress back up? I think that might be the case, but let's start with the cold streak here. And the cold streaks, we're going to the Miami Heat, and we're going to talk about. Pull it up here. We're going to talk about Tyler Hero, and we're going to see what's going on with him and how bad he's been from 3-pointers. And this is what I mean with the cold streak. So look what's going on here with Tyler. 2, 1, 1, 0, and 2 in his last 6 games. And when we look at his 3-point percentage, it's 30.7% in his last 10 games, but let's dial in here a little bit on last 5 games. 19%. This guy's shooting 19% from threes, and you look at his attempts, 8, 3, 8, 4, 6. So confidence might be down a little bit. I would put this in the category of this is so cold that the books have bumped him to plus money over 2.5 made 3-pointers. He's been on such a cold streak that I really think there is a chance that he regresses up, and we potentially get a guy that is a really good 3-point shooter. He's just in a slump, and when he breaks out of the slump, we have a few games that we can take advantage of that over. So, all right, we're going to go to the Detroit Pistons, and Cade Cunningham has been on fire. He is our guy that is on a hot streak. They have his points listed at 25.5. Now, he's barely getting over, but he is getting over, and we got some really good stats to back it up. So you can see 29, 27, 31, 27, 27, 29. He's making 2 3-pointers. What I like here, he's averaging about 6 made free throws per game. That's good. His percentage is really good. And his field goal percentage is 50.6. That's massive for a guy that's attempting 18.5 field goals. So 5.3 3-point attempts, but 50.6 from the field. It's just really, really been solid. So there's a bad game coming from him just because the numbers tell you he's not going to do this. But for the time being, Cade Cunningham is a guy that is absolutely on a hot streak. So those are your hot streaks and your cold streaks. Let's go to actually here real quick, promo time. Listen, you guys know me. I went to Indiana University. My good friend Joe Ranieri, he lives in Miami, And Joe and I, obviously, our teams are going head to head on Monday. So we ran the special, the Who Hurricane special. Uh, it sounds funny and it sounds cute, but honestly, it's a fantastic deal, and you guys should all get it if you haven't gotten it. It's $99, and you get 7 days of both mine and Joe's plays. We have a 4% boxing bet that is up. We have a 4% NBA play that is up. Joe has a 5% that's going up for the NFL this weekend. And a good friend Seth, he said if you wait until Saturday, you can get Joe's 5% Saturday play, and then that takes you to next Saturday where we already have a 5% UFC play that is up. So you want to lock it in now, and you want to get our boxing plays. Our boxing is 8-1 lifetime. You want to get our all of our NBA plays for the weekend. Go ahead. If you want to wait until Saturday, you're guaranteed a 5% UFC play. You're guaranteed 5% NFL plays on the weekend. So it really is truly a no-brainer. These are the sports that we use to build bankrolls. We're up 20 units in the last 7 days. That's just me. That doesn't even include Joe. So this is on the specials page over at WagerTalk. Only $99. You get Joe, you get myself. We're going head-to-head on Monday, but for right now, we're teaming up, and we're helping you guys build your bankrolls. This is just a no-brainer. So I'm surprised WagerTalk let us run this special $99 for both of our plays. So let's go to the Market Watch. This is where we take a look at a lot of plays, and we're going to start in the NFL because we're a little bit NFL heavy. Let's go to the receptions of, listen, it's terrifying whenever you have one of these Seattle running backs involved in a play because you never know what they're going to do. But, Zach Charbonnet over 1.5 receptions. Good numbers the last 3 weeks, 3, 2, and 4. So he's flying over this. And when we look at his targets are like 100% there. 4, 2, 4, 1, 3. So that is a lot of targets that Zach Charbonnet is getting. So I get it if you're a little nervous about betting on any Seattle running back. Totally understand it. But if you're going to make a bet on any of them, I would go towards Charbonnet and his receptions. We're going to go back to the Denver Broncos game, and I don't like anytime touchdown props. I think the odds are not very fair, but RJ Harvey to have a touchdown against this defense is pretty good. -120 I'm seeing right now. He didn't have one against the Chargers, but 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, and this is a Bills defense tied for last in touchdowns given up rushing. So RJ Harvey will be a good one to look at anytime touchdown. Again, I don't play very many of those with my own money, but that one is worth looking at. Interceptions, it's a little bit juicy, but Brock Purdy, he throws a lot of interceptions. 2, 1, 1, 1. Honestly, an hour ago, this was -160, and now it's -164. So we already know that money's coming in on this one. And against Seattle, yeah, he throws interceptions against Seattle. 1, 2, 1, didn't have any, but then 1, 1. So this is one that's pretty good. So I would look at Brock Purdy to throw an interception. So those are a few to whet your appetite for NFL props. Myself and Jim will be going over all of our NFL props videos for this weekend. That should be up Friday to get you ready. And we'll also have our official best bets up tomorrow when all the lines are finalized. But let's go back to the Market Watch and let's go to the NBA. We have a lot to go over, and appreciate you guys watching. If you guys could hit the like button while I'm pulling this up, really helps us out, helps the algorithm out. And if you're watching this, you know how important it is to have props in your portfolio. I keep saying this every single day, and I will bang this desk till it gets home with everybody. Props is where you build your bankroll. It's not in spreads and totals in some of these sports. We'll go to my grave saying that. So, okay, let's go to the Houston Rockets and Oklahoma City Thunder. I think we're getting a little bit of a discount here in the points and assists to Amen Thompson. I know OKC is like great defense. They haven't really been that great at all recently since the first of the year. They did have a good performance against San Antonio, but We look at this. Thompson went over earlier this year. He had 23 points and assists, but look what this guy has been doing recently. He has been going over a ton. 17-3 to the over, believe it or not, in the last 20 games. He's getting 10 potential assists per game, and he's making 8 shots per game. So I love this play for tonight. I think this is going to end up being a client play, an official client play. So Amen Thompson to go over points and assists is going to be one that we're looking at. We move to Boston and Miami, and we're going to go to Anthony Simons here, who's really playing well. What a good signing by Boston. Shocker, Boston makes a good signing with a guy that's been productive. So look at what he's done recently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Yeah, 8 out of the last 9 he's been going over. Had the clunker against San Antonio, but you got to look at, I love this guy's minutes. He's coming off the bench, but he's getting about 25 minutes per game. Taking about 3.4 3-pointers, making 5.2 field goals. So Anthony Simons is playing pretty good, and he's got a good matchup because he's going to come in against the bench against the Miami Heat. So this is a Miami Heat team, not great defensively. In years past, they've been fantastic, but it's just not the case this year. So Anthony Simons is going to be one to take to look at. You guys probably get sick of hearing me talk about Luke Cornett because he plays on San Antonio, and of all the players that you should talk about, Luke Cornett is probably not the guy that you would think, but this guy just keeps cashing tickets. Look at his points and rebounds. And here's the thing. He's better, not with Giannis. He's like really good when Wemby starts. And look at what he's done here with Wemby in the lineup. You look at his points plus rebounds, 16 and 18 the last couple games. I mean, you could just go down the list here of actually, this is probably the best one. It's probably Luke Cornett over 7.5 rebounds and assists. I'm changing this on the fly. It's Luke Cornett over 7.5 rebounds and assists, 9, 12, 8. Here's this the sneaky thing. He plays more minutes than Wemby. I went and did the average. When Wemby starts, Luke Cornett comes off the bench and ends up playing more. So in these games with Wemby, he's getting 14 rebound chances, 3 potential assists. I mean, even if you wanted to take the assists out, you could just go to the rebound category and take the plus money at. I mean, it's 5.5, but I see most of the books have moved this to 6.5, and you're getting plus money on it. So Luke Cornett, just throw something in there with him. Then we move to, here's another guy that I keep talking about. You guys are probably sick of hearing me talk about, but Nurkic, they lowered his number to 12.5. And I think this is books have moved it up to 13.5. They probably saw the same thing that I saw, which is no Anthony Davis. Daniel Gafford is banged up. And Dallas has a lot of injuries they're dealing with, So this is all of a sudden a very, very weak front court. So, is 12.5 still out? Yeah, 12.5 is still out there. FanDuel has moved to 13.5. DraftKings, Caesars, BetMGM, they're still at 12.5. So if you want to adjust these numbers here, you can see he had 11 against Cleveland, but Cleveland's got Mobley and Allen. So I would look at Nurkic to go over 12.5 points. I don't like it when it gets to 13. I don't know why. It just makes me a little nervous, but I would look at Nurkic over his points once again. We lost a client play on Mikal Bridges over his rebounds and assists. It was one of the worst games the Knicks have played in quite some time. And I think this falls in the category of you just go right back to it because he's been really good in this category. So I'm going to put this one in. He only had 4. I mean, it was a putrid performance. He had 3 rebounds, 1 assist. It was awful. But before that, you can see 12, 14, 11, 10, 15, 11. Looks like Brunson's going to be out tonight. He's doubtful. Maybe he does play. If he's not, if he doesn't play, or if he does play, not going to be 100%. Mikal Bridges, the Iron Man, plays 34 minutes a game. So I'll go back to Bridges over his rebounds and assists in that game. And I'm going to go to Charlotte and the Lakers, and LeBron keeps getting it done. I'm going to focus on his rebounds. Been really good in his rebound prop. You can see 9, 4, 9, 8, 7, 9. It's a little bit juicy, but 5.5 rebounds as a total. If you look at his last 5 games, his rebound chances are at 11. So that number checks all the boxes. And LeBron's pretty efficient with his rebounds. Some of these guys, you'll see they get credited with a rebound chance, but they really didn't have a chance to rebound because they're blocking out while somebody else comes in and grabs a rebound. When LeBron goes for a rebound and gets a rebound chance, he pretty much gets over. So one play tonight. This will be a client play. I'm going back to our guy, Noah Hannafin. He greatly disappointed me last night by going under 1.5 shots on goal. This is NHL. But we're going to go right back to him because he gets an incredible matchup against Toronto, who gives up the most shots on goal. And if we look at what Noah Hannafin has done over the course of the season, he's gone over in 71%. Kind of been a little bit clunky here. 0 shots on goal last night. This is the perfect time to go back. And the books are telling you a story. He was minus 120 yesterday. Now he's like minus 156. The books are basically telling you they expect him to go over, and we're going to follow that trend, and we're going to take him over. So, all right, that is your market watch. Now let's get to our starting a streak. This is where we pick a player or a prop that we think is going to go over. I got a really good one for you guys. Let me do my timestamp here real quick. So let's do a recap on the players that we talked about going on streaks. Aaron Gordon, that one's done. Jaime Jaquez continues to be hurt, so that one's done. Chris Middleton played last night, went 3 of 7 from 3. We talked about Chris Middleton to go over his threes. That was going to be a streak. They had lined it at half, and so now he's 2-1, so we're profitable on that one. Last episode, we talked about Drew Holiday to go over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists. He played 21 minutes his last game. He had 12 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists for 23 PRA. That hit. The books have already adjusted. Drew Holiday's line is up to 22.5, and I don't like it. I don't like the line move up 2 and playing back-to-back, coming back from injury. So I think we're going to bail on Drew Holiday for tonight on his PRA. We have a line move that goes against us. We have a guy coming back from injury on a back-to-back. I don't even know if he plays tonight. So if you play Drew Holiday, you're 1-0. We take that and we run. Okay, so who are we going to go with for our streak? Well, at the time of recording this, Orlando is playing. And I want to take a look at Moritz Wagner. This guy's coming back from injury, and there's a couple ways you could look about it. He played the other night. He scored 8 points. And his point total, I think, was 6.5. So they have his point total at 7.5. And they have his 3-pointers set at half at plus money. All right. So Wagner only played 10 minutes in his last game. It was his first game back. He was 0 for 2 from 3, but he went 3 of 7 from the field. This is a guy that averaged 19 minutes last year. And if we're just looking at his 3-pointers, this was 20-9 to the over. So if the books keep giving us over half a 3 at good price, I think we take this and we kind of ride it. This is a guy that shoots about 37% from 3. And the fact that he took 2 3-point shots last game in only 10 minutes is a good sign that the shot volume is going to be there. If you want to pivot to points, I think the points line is going to be a little bit more volatile. We'll see how he performs today in Germany. But 8 points in 10 minutes is pretty good sign. So Wagner comes off the bench, gets a good matchup against some of these bench players. So Moritz Wagner, I am going to keep my very close eye on. He plays Memphis again next game. If they give me plus money on his made 3, I think I will be taking that as well. So, all right, that's going to do it for us. Please leave a comment. It really, really helps us out. Even if it's just a smiley face, tell me your best prop. Tell me your same game parlay. Just leave a comment. Really helps us out, and it tells WagerTalk we're doing a good job. So let's catch the same game parlay. Don't forget to take advantage of myself and Joe Ranieri's buy one, get one, $99. You get 7 days of all plays for myself and Joe. Includes 5% plays, every single sport that we have. I know it's going to be a big, big weekend. I hope you partner up with us. Good luck on all your bets, and we'll see everyone on Friday. Take care.